The 2023-24 school year in the region was a season for the history books. We saw drama, we saw dominance, and we saw destiny. In a year filled with upsets, unexpected finishes, and unlikely heroes, we at GameDay One commemorate it all with a time capsule, honoring not just the best athletes, but those who will stand the test of time. Not just the great, but the elite. This summer, GameDay One will honor the top 5 male and top 5 female athletes from the 2023-2024 school year. In partnership with Veolia, we present the GameDay One Elite. GameDay One Elite, Julia Scott, Albertus Magnus. To make the GameDay One Elite list as a single sport athlete, you need to be special. And Julia Scott certainly is. The 6'2" basketball star had a sophomore season for the ages in Section 1, guiding Albertus Magnus to a New York State championship while emerging as one of the nation's top recruits in her class. Scott went from being an unstoppable post player as a freshman last season to a star all over the floor, making an almost impossible cover on defense. She averaged 22 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game to earn Class AA State Player of the Year honors, already eclipsing 1,000 career points along the way. While Scott now has her Empire Blue Flames AAU team among the nation's elite, this spring and summer, she's gearing up for a junior season where she should help Albertus Magnus tear through the section and make another run at a state championship. As just about every major Division I college lines up for her services in 2 years. In the end, we could talk one day about Scott becoming one of the greats to ever come through Rockland County and in Section 1. And we're joined now by Julia Scott from Albertus Magnus, a star, Section 1's best all-around girls basketball player, maybe Section 1's best all-around basketball player, male or female. She joins us now from Ohio, where you're on the road. Life on the road as an AAU player with Empire. It's got to be fun. Is it wearing you out? But we'll get into that in just a moment. Julia, just first off, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. How is life on the road these days?
Pretty good. Been away for a week already, so.
And who are you traveling with?
Empire, my AU team.
We're family with you, or?
Yeah, my mom and my dad are with me.
Excellent. So I know this is an interesting time. It's a lot of fun. I know your parents obviously probably enjoyed life on the road as well. But reflection time, right? So it seemed like a blink. You win the section championship, you win the region, you go to the state championship, and then you're state champs. Have you had time since then to kind of look back and kind of relish what you guys achieved as a team at Albertus, appreciate it, things you look back on? How have you reflected in these last few months?
Well, I've just been thinking about it. My coach Buckley, he tells us a lot, what you did was so huge, and it was. We won a state championship, which not a lot of people get to do. So it was definitely great.
When you look back, what was the key? What was the turning point? I know there was so much expectation on the team, as there was last year. Was losing in last year's section final basically kind of the catalyst for this run that you guys went on this season?
I would have to say so. Last year when we lost, I was heartbroken. We were getting off the bus on the way home from the county center, and I turned to Maddie and I was like, well, this isn't happening again. It's horrible. And it didn't happen again. So
yeah, you made sure of it. You go into the postseason and just kind of took your game to another level. And I think it was really last summer that I think you individually just started to get all the kind of the major attention, the national rankings and all the Division I. How have things changed from middle of this July from last July as well?
Well, I've just been working on my game a lot. Just kind of practicing every day and just working.
Is it a lot of pressure these days? I mean, obviously, you're obviously a year younger than your Empire teammates. They're all going to be seniors. You're obviously only going to be a junior, and they kind of have made their college decisions. And for the most part, a lot of them have. But you obviously still have a lot of options, a lot of opportunities. And so, how did you kind of approaching this time of year for yourself with obviously major Division I schools coming to watch you play?
Just kind of trying to play the same as always, just trying to play our game and just getting everyone the ball because I think that's what coaches look for the most, like being a team player, not really like focusing recruiting part of it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's just so remarkable. And watching, even just watching clips of this Empire group, which is really, I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years. I don't remember a group that had this much talent, that was so such a versatile team. That had usually a lot of the great AAU teams have like maybe one or two players and then some supporting cast. But you guys seem that you have like 8 stars in this team. But you guys play so well together. What do you attribute that to?
Well, we've been together for a while. Me, not as long as everyone else, but like some of them have been together since third grade. So I think it's just like time practice. We practice twice a week together and just like building chemistry off the court.
And back to the recruiting side. I know this is I don't know if you love talking about recruiting. I've seen following on Instagram and on social media. The visits you've taken. The Ivy Leagues, and you have the major Division I schools, the Villanovas, the Boston College, all the different schools that have come after you. How have things? Are you narrowing down a list? Are you thinking about individual schools? Maybe you don't want to give too much away, but have you in your mind? Do you have some destinations you're focused on?
Um, Maybe like a little bit narrowing it down, just trying to figure out what I want, like not specific schools, but just like what I'm looking for in my school.
And when do you have a timetable on anything? I mean, are you looking to make this decision before school? Do you have a date set?
Um, Not really a date, but I'm hoping to by like this time next year, definitely. Yeah.
Yes. So you're going into the next season at Albertus. What's next? I mean, obviously winning the state championship in your sophomore year and just being the star of that team. How do you kind of keep raising the bar for yourself and for the program?
Well, in 1991 and 92, they were back-to-back state champions at Albertus. So we're trying to do that, maybe make it a third time. So we're just kind of keep on trying to focus on and just like repeat itself and just keep working and getting better.
I know you have some seniors that are graduating, you have some young players, and I assume there's some players coming along that are going to be maybe we don't know about yet. But how does your role in this team change? And it really changed last year from going from a younger player who players you looked up to other players to being a leader on the team.
Um, well, my role freshman year, I was behind Carly Fisher, so I was playing with her. She was kind of like my mentor. So now I get to be that for Kaya Beasley, which is just like Carly taught me so well. So I just want to kind of do the same thing for Kaya and just like give everyone like a leadership role, like definitely on the court and just trying to bring everyone together.
What are your interests outside of basketball? Because I see from the outsider they're going to see how much time you put into the game between your season, your AAU. I'm sure you do a lot of workout stuff. What do you do to get away from basketball?
Usually just hang out with my friends. I don't know, like
Just normal,
movies. Yeah.
just normal teenage stuff, right? I mean, you have anything? When AAU seasons, this is your last weekend, is that right?
Yeah, this upcoming like 4 days is the last time.
What are you doing in 5 days?
Um, we'll flying home and then probably go to the beach, get a nice tan.
Is it? It's got to be tough because I know when I spoke to some of the players, this is their last go around in AAU. You have another year left with this, but it's obviously going to be hard to say goodbye to these players who you've played with these last few seasons. But you have another year left, obviously, on the AAU circuit. So, kind of, how do you approach this final weekend? Because it's going to be probably, as I said to Sophie Nascimento and Kristen Fallon, it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough for their families. But what's it going to be like for you going into this weekend?
I don't even know. I try not to think about it so far because I think I'm gonna be really sad. I'm gonna miss them so much, but we'll stay in touch and everything. So sad.
I'm sure you're gonna face some of them. I'm sure in the regular season and in the playoffs next year. So
Yeah.
you won't be too far away from them. But congratulations on just an incredible season. Obviously, you guys are 8-0 so far in this circuit right now. This trip on the from AAU. You have any goals set for this weekend? I think there's the opportunity to kind of make your mark. I know last time I checked some of the AAU rankings, you guys are pretty high up. But what can you prove this weekend coming up?
Well, this is the championships for the Power 24, the league we're in. So we're looking to win that. We are one seed, so definitely some good chances,
AAU
but
national
we'll see.
championship. That'd be pretty amazing. But congratulations on a great season, a great run for you, and congrats on being a Game Day One elite member for 2023-24. Congrats, Julia.
Thank you.